rider. Oh, see what you have done. I said, see rider. Oh, see what you have done. Girl, you made me love you, and now your love man has gone. What I say? Well, I'm going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. Going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. If I find me a good girl, I won't be back at all. What I say, love. Till fall. Well, I'm going away, baby, and I won't be back till the fall. If I find rider, oh, see what you have done. I said, see rider, oh, see what you have done. Girl, you made me love you, and now your love man has gone. What I say? Well, I'm going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. Going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. If I find me a good girl, I won't be back at all. What I say, love. Well, I'm going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. Well, I'm going away, baby, and I won't be back till fall. If I find me a good girl, I won't be back at all. Well, I'll see. Let's see. Easy rider. Oh, see what you have done.
I've had people in my church die in the hospital without their loved ones in isolation by themselves.
Yeah, you made me love you, and now your love man has gone. What I said, see rider. I said, see rider. I said, see rider. I said, woo. I said, see rider. I said, see. Thank you very much. Good evening. What? Yes? You called, honey? Where? Give me a chance. Wait a minute. C-A-N-C-T-H.
All right.
Well,
I think I'm the only one here right now.
honey, you have got
Am
bad
I?
laryngitis. I mean...
Leon, what are you doing up so late? Or are you up early? Knowing your schedule.
I said that, didn't I? Where?
Gary,
About an hour ago.
Oh, and Howard and Susan's Adventures. Welcome to the second stream. Things get a little crazy in the night, so who knows what's going to happen on this one. Maybe start a new religion or something. I don't know.
She's louder than I am, and I got the microphone going.
Oh, Jerry, how are you? I'm excited too. God, I'm so glad you guys showed up. Yeah, we had a very good time. The only thing I'm having a problem with is for some reason these chat windows, they're not saving them with the stream. And that just bothers me because that's part of the experience. Because when you watch it on replay, you don't just want to see this guy squinting going, oh, that's really cool what you just said. And you have no idea what that person said. So, God, I am so glad you guys are all here tonight. This is awesome. Friday over for where Leon's at. Oh my God, that's awesome. Present and punctual as always. Carrie. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah. Oh man. So I'm telling you what, it just is so cool. We had a great time earlier. And there was just, I think what I like about it is everybody who brings their different request, it kind of makes for such an eclectic set list of what we're reacting to. And I just thought, wow, how cool is that? And you guys got to see a little 2-second preview of what Leon and I will be presenting this Sunday. And, oh, Jerry. Oh my God, I don't know if I want to commend you or say I feel sorry for you. You sat through 2 hours of that. Yeah, I got a couple new designs. Actually, let me see if I could just switch it to yeah, she's talking about the bubbles. It's an Elvis design. I have a whole new one that I designed. And I'll be showing it. I didn't set it into this because I'm still working on the layout for the Elvis Nation Live. But let me show you what I have so far. It's pretty cool. I just thought, have a little fun with it. You know what I mean? So whenever I do song reactions, this is basically what's going to be. If I could find it. Oh, God. What did I do with it? Okay, I'm going to focus on this for a second. I'm going to turn it over to this video and show you what it will look like. It'll just take 1 second for me to load it up. Streaming, not everything is super quick accessible. When you guys see the polished video, everything was already edited, put into place. But yeah, I'm going to show you a couple. I'm going to go through the designs of my new Elvis backgrounds while we're sitting in here. You'll see it before everyone else does. I like the bubble thing, but there were just too many bubbles. It was too busy. And so I wanted to find a more subtle way to do that. So let me go in here and pull them out. Okay, where'd they go? Oh, where did you? Oh, okay. I was trying to load an image. My bad. It'll just take a second. I'm sorry. There we go. Media source. Okay, and I'll load it in a second. So basically what you're going to see starting next week, as soon as I could bring this up here, is like you'll see my face in a circle announcing the songs. And let me see. Yeah, and so this is what it will look like. And that's one of the designs. And what's kind of cool about that is that I could change the color on it too. So for a little variety. So if I just want to, I know this sounds like boring techie crap, but see if you notice, like I could change it from orange to yellow. That's one of the designs. I'll show you another one. I'm going to alternate between the three that I created so far. I want to kind of have a feel like you're looking at a DVD screen. And so this would be the second one. It just kind of has like a wave, like tapestry in the back, like little lines and subtle circles, you know, kind of giving Elvis almost like a celestial kind of look. And what's this one? And then this is the like a bubble version, but it's just a little less busy. You know, they're gradually coming up. But so that's kind of what I've been working on. I'm a nerd in that way. So, all right, let's see what you guys are up to over here. Yes, and happy birthday to Leon on the 4th. And oh, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it was just sometimes when you start out with a design, you go a little over the top, and then you kind of trim it back a little bit, pull back and say less is more. And I just didn't want a boring background for the videos because, you know, when I'm showing my mug on intros for songs, you got to see something that's a little more appealing than me. So I said, I got to make some cool Elvis backgrounds, not where he's just static, but where he's moving, but yet it's not cheesy. So that's kind of one of the things going on in the site. So what I'm going to do now is I recorded, if I can get rid of this screen. Recorded the special a couple days ago for what Leon and I have cooking up for you. And I'm going to treat you guys just like I did to the early crowd to just a wee little slice of what to expect Sunday. See, this is the reward you get for joining us live. You get to see a little scene that no one else gets to see yet, right? So that's not a bad break. And of course, I have to pull up everything. And let me just see here. I'll just take a second. Let me go to my reaction screen to pull it up. All right. I'll just take a second to pull it up here. So this is what you'll be seeing. It's a first take to master. So that'll be kind of cool. Just load it up here. All right. You have to put up with it look like I'm watching myself or something. So that's one of the weird parts. I hate watching myself, man. I don't know what it is. I just... Oh, all right. So let's...
I shall smell again the fragrance of his islands and the heaving waves that brought me once to thee. And shall I return safe home again to England, I shall watch the English mist roll.
So that's basically kind of what's going on right now with that. And I'm going to tell you what you think might happen Sunday isn't what's really going to happen. I've had a lot of different views on the way it's nothing predictable. It was an amazing presentation that Leon curated. And so I'm going to now dive into the musical portion of our little hangout. Do you guys want me to play a little Name That Tune? Would you guys want to do that? I think we will, because I think it's fun. I love to see how cool you guys are you guys can name it so fast. So I'm going to play like 1 second of an Elvis song. And then you guys got to tell me what that is. As soon as I play through the preview.
The video that was due in 3 weeks needs to go live. Most people.
God, these ads get so freaking annoying. Okay, I'm going to play 1 second of this. Are you ready? You guys just wow me with the way you can just pick up something really quick. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see who got that. Suzanne, hello. Oh, Susie Q. God, some of you people over across the pond, it is late at night. You should be in bed. Karen, yes, who's Karen won on the Wonder Wheel last week, and that video that she won will be showing up in a couple days. Karen, you got it right. So did Sarah. Sarah got it first. So what I'm going to do is I'll let you two name the first couple songs, since you guys first and second place, Karen and Sarah. Hit me up with something good. Hit me up with something awesome. Well, first of all, they're all good. There's no sucky song that you guys are going to hit me up with. And the name of the song was I Got Lucky. Good ear, ladies. Okay. Stuck on You, and Sarah Generous gonna do Gary's request. And Gary said, Let It Be Me. Okay. I like the specifics too, because sometimes people sit there and ask for a request or place a request. And then I'll go through all the trouble of doing it. Then they'll say, well, not that version. And I say, be specific as possible. Okay. February 15th, 1970, Let It Be Me live. And then we got Karen's thing. So I'm going to switch over to the reaction thing. It's going to look sloppy for a second because it's going to look like there's an infinite loop within the screen for a second. But that'll change very quickly.
God bless the day I found you. Well, I want to stay around you, and so I beg you, let it be me.
That's so melancholy.
Don't take this heaven.
I don't want to start off crying, man.
Well, if you must cling to someone now and forever, let it be me. Each time we meet love, I find complete love. Without your sweet love, tell me, what would life be? So never leave me lonely. Just tell me you love me only, and that you'll always let it be me. Play it, Jake. and that you'll always let it be me. Sing it, Brent.
Oh my God. Oh, I hate when these ads come on after it. Because I want to jump back to a certain point in the song, and now I got to sit through. Download this. Man, well, first of all, I mean, there was just so much.
I want to stay around you. And so
You know, the way this song is sung with the melody, very few people could pull off the emotional weight of this,
don't take
because it really does have an endearing melodic hook, like right there, and
you must cling
it fits Elvis like a glove.
now and forever.
But one thing that stuck out is what didn't stick out. I know that sounds crazy, but like Ronnie's drumming, I think he's actually one of the best complimentary drummers, because he doesn't try to hog the screen. He's into just really servicing the song. Probably, I would say, one of the most unselfish drummers, because sometimes drummers have a vanity complex. Not Ronnie Tutt, man. And it actually stands out more in a weird way. Oh, but that backing vocal. Oh! Oh!
Without your sweet love, tell me, what would life
Okay.
be?
Okay, like, believe it or not, that was just a subtle transition with the drums right there. But it was so eloquent, it would have been worse if he just made it really, like, ostentatious or something.
Tell me, what would life be? So never
And then Mr. Burton up here. Oh, that is just sublime, man. Oh, man. I know I look weird at looking, but this, it gets me. Nothing else moves me like this, man. Now, the last part I want to focus on is it's so well in the way that they constructed the arrangement, because there's such a build-up at the end. It's
so never be me.
and then it comes down like that after that big thunderous movement, and then back. Man, we're traveling to heaven. We're that rocket ship, man, piercing through the clouds. And if we just power through, we'll see Elvis up there at near God or something. Oh, man. You know, I don't know if, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for like you guys to have to sit through the analysis part of it after that, because I know this is kind of more of an informal hang, you know, we're jamming kind of in essence. So, oh my God, that's just, oh yeah. You know, and that was such a great song to start off with. It just was so beautiful in so many ways. Karen, oh my gosh, what is this generosity night? Okay, let Susie have her choice instead of mine. Where? Got my mojo working. Let's do that. What'd you guys, oh, thank you, Sarah. Like, I gotta tell you what, I told this to the first group that joined us earlier. And back then, when we started doing reaction videos, it was commonly pretty much perceived that if you stop the video every 15 seconds, they're not going to ding you. So I hated that, but I felt I had to do it. So I'd be like, we're just now getting it like a bridge over. Pause. Now, let me tell you why I like this so far. It's just, I don't think you can really do it justice until you take in the whole song. I don't like evaluating as you go. And so when I found out that YouTube does the same practice, whether you let it play through or not, that's when I said, oh, thank God, now I could do it the way I've always wanted to do it, which go through the whole song, take it in, and then go back to what you, I mean, believe it or not, I could actually replay the whole song and go second by second, but I tried to do a highlight of things that just stuck out. And like sometimes like Mr. Tut's drumming just for some reason got me, the subtlety. It was so graceful. It was just, and of course, Elvis's vocals, totally sentimental, endearing, and just, wow, that was powerful. Get out of here. This is so great that Leon's here. Oh my God. Okay, so wait, but this was the era, though, that Ronnie was with the band. Okay, so, oh, he was absent from this session. Oh, okay. See, I knew that. I just wanted to see if Leon was paying attention. Oh my God. Well, okay. It still stands though, what I said about the drumming, about how eloquent it was. And I'm sure Ronnie would have delivered it just as much. I love the fact checking aspect about people. Like I'm telling you, I don't know those inner workings about who was off that week or whatever. And okay. God kissed Elvis's throat. That was a kind thing to say. Oh my God, Leon's not clever. He's a genius from like the eighth dimension. As much as I love doing these things with Leon, I feel like I'm like the ultimate dummy or something on earth. Like it's like I'm the kindergartner who is teaming up with the college doctorate. Anyway, no, but Leon, thank you, kind sir. See, I bet even some people that knew a lot about Elvis trivia probably didn't even know that bit. Dang, that's impressive. What I meant to say in the video was Ronnie was not there that session, so all right. I'm gonna switch to the. All right. I'm at the reaction screen still. So you saw me looking at all the comments. I'm sure that was visually. Oh my God, I was supposed to switch back to the normal screen. Sorry. And I don't drink or anything. This is Diet Coke, so I think I'm just in a silly mood. All right, here we go. So as this plays out.
The new iPhone 13 Pro?
Just for me?
Well, actually, Verizon's giving one to everyone when they trade in their older damaged phone.
Okay, so every sister can get this.
Every customer.
She belongs to me. Don't belong to you. Well, she's mine, all mine, no matter what you do. Play one, play one. But it just don't work on you. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. But you mine, all mine, no matter what you do. Let me tell you now, she's long, lean, and lanky, sweet as she can be. Hands off of her, she belongs to me. Hands off of her, don't belong to you. Well, she's mine, all mine, no matter what you do. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. Well, you're mine, all mine, no matter what you do. Play it, Dave, play it. Well, she's long, lean, and lanky, sweet as she can be. Hands off of her unless you want to deal with me. I got my mojo working, but just don't work on you. Well, you're mine, all mine, no matter what you do. Yeah, I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. Well, you're mine, all mine, no matter what you do. Let me tell you now, she's long, lean, and lanky, sweet as she can be. Hands off of her, she belongs to me. Hands off of her, don't belong to you. Well, you're mine, all mine, no matter what you do. One more time, baby. Yeah, I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. Yeah. Well, you're mine, all mine, no matter what you do. Listen to me now. I said you long, lean, and lanky, good as you can be. Hands off of her unless you wanna me. Get your hands off of her. She don't belong to me. Yeah. Well, you're mine, all mine, no matter what you do. Yeah, I got my mojo working. 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 I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you.
Oh man.
Ever wanted the sensation like you're floating on air? You can.
No,
with
I don't
Skechers'
want the
new Glide
sensation
Step
like I'm
footwear.
floating on
Feels
air. I
like
wanna
you're
get
floating
back
as
to
our
the
comfort outsoles give you a
damn
really soft
song.
landing, then propel you forward. Plus, they have Skechers exclusive
Enjoy this
cold
sad by
memory foam.
Skechers.
Try Skechers' new Glide Step.
I get it at the beginning of the song, not at the end. I don't get that. Okay, I'm going to tell you what. There was a special treat, and I don't know how many of you have headphones on. You probably will not appreciate this if you don't have headphones on. I'm telling you what, if you've never heard this with headphones, one day listen to all these tracks with headphones on, because you get an extra glimpse into the engineering of the song. Because first of all, the bass has been mic'd on the right side of my headphone, so I'm hearing this strong bass line. Such a it's an elaborate bass line. It's not just a simple servicing bass line. So I'm hearing like Elvis and everything else over here. I'm hearing bass line over here. Now the brass is coming in over here on the right. But a lot of people undervalue bass, right? But what also got me is, I've had this conversation with a few people, is that Elvis had such a natural flair for the blues. Oh, and what he did there vocally. Just
she's lonely and lanky, sweet as she can be.
listen to that bass.
She belongs to me.
Oh.
Hands off of her, don't belong to you. Well, she's mine, all mine, no matter
Just
what you do.
amazing. I mean, just Elvis's natural take on the blues. Just this time I remember to go back to the main screen. All right, let's see what you guys are up to over here. Jerry says you are both like a seesaw. You and Leon balance each other perfectly. And it's here I'm going to announce that Leon and I are going on the road. We're going to be doing stand-up comedy, talking about Elvis. We'll be appearing in Vegas at the Vegas Hilton on August 18th of 2022. Get your tickets now. No, I'm joking. I'm telling you what, though. I will tell you this. I've actually had a couple of Elvis moments pop up in my subconscious. I did have a dream one night, and I'm not kidding, that Leon and I were offered a job on the Elvis channel on Sirius or XM or whatever that is, like for a 1 hour a week thing. And we were just like two kids, like, and I remember thinking, like, instead of enjoying the moment in the dream, what did I do in the dream? I bitched up a storm saying I didn't deserve this. I wasn't an Elvis fan long enough. There are some people who've been into Elvis way longer than I have. Why am I getting a show with Leon? And, you know, of course, you have something good thrown my way. I got to talk myself out of it. Yeah, sending good thoughts out to Alamea, and also, you know, keep some of the people in the Elvis Nation community in our prayers, whether they are battling COVID themselves or have family members that are battling COVID. I just can't stand that. Watching the innocent people. Okay, Loretta, Almost in Love. Yeah, we've done that one before, so that'll be cool. We're going to go down memory lane with this one. Yeah, I want to also spotlight Karen and Sarah being so generous, giving away their slot for a request. God bless you guys. I mean, hey, copycats. Yeah, you guys were on it, man. The whole Elvis Nation got exposed to the copycats on Elvis Nation Show. Yeah, Elvis Last, she announced on her channel, so it's public information. Just, you know, keep her in your thoughts and prayers. You know what I mean? Just such an amazing presence in the Elvis community. Just a very kind person. It's on the Elvis Nation Show, the one that I just put up on yesterday. It's in there. You just gotta, I'm not sure where in the program it is. I think it's right after the Leon Lounge segment. Okay, so I got the next couple of them lined up. Yeah, so I'm telling you what, tune in on Sunday. And I'm telling you what, I'm not going to give anything away right now, but Leon and I have some epic stuff. We're taking the collaborations to a further level. We're going to kind of break into the stratosphere with some stuff coming up. So in the term that Mark Twain once coined, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. So, all right, let me go to the next one. And I'm going to let the ad play through for a second. I don't know why I'm complaining about ads. It's kind of our bread and butter. Whatever little stipend we get is because of the ads. All right, Almost in Love, Elvis, Aaron, Presley. I like the mix, man. Nothing on this has been predictable so far. This is awesome. This is awesome. Let's go to reaction window. All right. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but this is the new theme, though, on the Leon Lounge segment. I don't know if any of you caught on to that.
Your lips were made for kisses so tender. I'm almost in love tonight.
This is perfect because this has such a nocturnal vibe to it.
When we are close, my heart says surrender. I'm almost in love tonight. And here, under the spell of evening, I long to hold you tight. Heaven is near, why think of tomorrow? I'm almost in love tonight.
Yeah, you can get lost within this sound, man. It's just beautiful. When you think of what we just played before this, you can't tell me Elvis is not a musical genius who could go anywhere, anytime. A whole different vibe.
Just the spell of evening, I long to hold you tight. Heaven is near, why think of tomorrow? I'm almost in love tonight. Almost in love.
Oh, man.
They painted nights.
Of course, that just ruined the tone just there. I was in this contemplative state. And the ad came up. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, let me see what you guys have been up to over here. Let me first... Hey, Leon, are you out there? Still? I didn't know if you wanted to come on for a second and hang out with us on here. I don't want to put you on the spot. It's like asking someone out of the audience to come on up and sing. Or maybe Leon just wants to sit back and enjoy the fun. Either way, Leon can hop on anytime because he has the setup. Hey, do you want to come on, Leon? And hang out? I'll leave it up to you because you might just want to. You could either come and join me on the Skype thing here, or you could just sit back and enjoy the show. I don't know what mode you're in right now, and I'm not trying to put any pressure or anything. It's just a thought I had. It's not every day we happen to be aligned on this thing. Okay. Oh, awesome. Yes. It's like Martin and Lewis are getting back together. All right, let me just, it'll take a second for me to set up. And don't worry, we're going to go over time, just a couple logistics things. So I'll extend the running time of this. And it'll just take me a second. So give me a second, everybody. I'm going to go and set up for Leon to come on. Oh, this would be fun. I love these little random things that happen like that. I don't know. That's magic to me. Just take 1 second. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm just going to play a random Elvis song that I've reacted to before. So you have something to listen to while I'm setting this up. I think that's a cool thing. Why should you just sit there with silence? Silence can be so discomforting. So
I know it can't be me. Oh, to give you all of my money, yeah, but you just won't treat me right. You like to ball every morning, don't come home till late at night.
Green's gonna get funky for a second while I arrange everything.
I'm gonna tell everybody that I'm down in misery. So bye, 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 baby. Girl, I won't be coming no more. Goodbye, darling. Down the road I go. On the road I go.
Yeah, we just reacted to that one a couple, about maybe a week or two ago. Leon, I sent you an email. I got off of Facebook. I was just so sick of so I only have, I created an Elvis account for the Facebook group, but I got off my personal Facebook. But I can add any of you as friends to my Elvis Nation Facebook thing. So it's my Elvis presence on Facebook. So let me see. And I sent it to Leon. Did I not? Yeah. So I'll wait for Leon to chime in. It'll take a couple minutes. Meanwhile, I'll check in on you guys and see what's happening over here. Now, the last one I saw, once Leon's on, it'll be cool. I want to react with Leon and then hear what Leon has to say. Suzanne, you had a song that you listed. I'm trying to find it because I wanted to get one. And D Pro Seti, welcome to the Elvis Nation. Welcome. Okay, help me out here, everyone, because Suzanne Lapierre had had a song that I'm trying to find it. Okay, Stranger in My Own Hometown. As soon as, I hear someone. Oh my God, there he is. It'll take me just a second to put this up here. Let me just change it. And this is really kind of off the fly a little bit. All right, let me load this up here. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Leon, how are you doing, sir?
How you doing, pal? You well?
It is so cool to have you just pop up like that, man. Those are like magical moments, man, like in history and stuff.
Absolutely.
And this is looking really funky weird to some people right now. So I just gotta, if you wonder how I do these screens, this is the funky crap that I gotta do to make it look halfway decent. So I'm gonna take my camera. You're getting a behind the scenes look, guys, at the making of Elvis Nation here. And then I got to add Leon in here. And let me just add a window capture. And there's Leon. Now I got to put him down here. There we go, man. We are happening. How are you doing, sir?
How are you? No, I'm very well.
Did you have a good birthday?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Yeah. Thanks for the present.
Oh, turning 30, huh? How does that feel?
Yeah. I wish.
Wow. So, so what happened with Ron? Why wasn't Ronnie Tutt at that session? Was he sick or something?
No, when he signed on in '69, he had a prior engagement which was coming up in January and February, and Elvis knew about it. So it was all pre-planned. It was just something something he just couldn't get out of when he signed up. Something he was committed to, and he just had to go and do that. That's all it was. So Bob Lanning took over for that season, but he was back again in time for That's the Way It Is. So it was all good.
Wow. So I'm going to tell you what, we have done the thing before where I've reacted and you've given commentary. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until that first week. Oh God, now I got to practice this because I hope you're going to be able to hear this song. I got to do a sound check for a second, everybody. I am so sorry to do this, but Leon and I ran into this problem last time. I fixed it on the computer, but I'm going to play this for a second, Leon. I want you to tell me if you can hear this or not. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Oh, shoot, Taki. Okay. All right, let me go into the sound thing because I did get the Realtek audio thing put in. Mm-hmm. So you tried to walk me through this last time. I'm in the audio settings.
Yeah. So you go into audio settings and I think you click on to it's on microphone and you change it to stereo mix.
Okay, can you hear me then? No, that didn't. That cut off my voice when I did that.
Now you've disappeared.
I disappeared? Wait a minute, I can't be seen? Okay, I'm on OBS, okay, but you can't see me on Skype?
Oh no, I can see you. Your sound had disappeared, but you're back now.
Okay, so the sound disappeared. And I'm sorry to do this tech work through everybody. Just give us a second. All right, and this is a pain in the butt because this is a big component to this thing work out. Is it speakers though, maybe?
It was microphone. It was microphone.
Okay, microphone put on stereo mix.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Now your voice disappears.
See, it says either that or get onto that. Now, let me see what speakers say. I don't think it would be speakers, though, because I think microphone is kind of what's going...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, Leon. We're so screwed if this doesn't work, because I downloaded that. And it has the option for stereo mix.
Mm-hmm.
And let me try something here. Can you hear me at all? Oh, you can't hear me.
No.
Yeah, see, it doesn't even, when I put it on that, it doesn't even register on the voice meter.
That's really strange, isn't it?
So you know what? We'll take a detour, and while we figure that out on a different day, I thought it would be a good time to let everybody know kind of what we're cooking on our Sunday things while I have you here. And it's kind of better to hear it personally from you. And let me fix up your screen so you don't have a big, I don't know, you have this thing in your way. Hold on a second. It says Skype window. There you go. Okay, Leon. So I'll leave it to you to explain it. You probably do a better job than I could.
Yeah. So this Sunday, we're going to have a first take to the master. Then next week, which will be the 17th of October, we'll have the final That's the Way It Is rehearsal, which will be the 7th of August stage rehearsal. And then the following week, the natural progression from that is to go to opening night. So we're going to do that as a live stream. So we're going to do the whole 10th of August 1970 opening show as a live stream, start to finish. And then every 4 or 6 weeks after that, we're going to go through the whole 6 That's the Way It Is shows in the same format. And then and it's just going to be absolutely sweet, isn't it?
Oh my God. Yeah. And it feels like it's just like an ultimate event or something. It just has that feeling of like we've done some things, but we're going to a whole new level with it kind of. And now that's all depending if I can get this audio thing fixed or not, because that won't be any fun if you can't hear anything. Leon, he's doing the part right now where I could transcribe it to you what's happening. That would totally suck. And I know a lot of people would be thinking, well, just have Leon watch the live stream. I go, that wouldn't work because it's on a delay. So Leon would be hearing it at the same time everybody else. But I think that would just be totally exciting. And what have you've added a couple of new things to your channel in the last couple of days. I saw the uploads. Want to kind of tell anybody there who might not have had a chance to catch it yet? Yeah.
On this week we had Burning Love as the new live comparison, so that was volume 30. So there's 29 other volumes that we can go and look at. Also on Wednesday, it was the first take to the master of Making Me Know It, which was the first post-Army song that Elvis recorded. So the next few Wednesdays will be the other songs from that 20th of March 1960 session. So we'll have Soldier Boy next week, followed by Stuck on You, and then Fame and Fortune's already up there, and then we'll have Give Me the Right, It Feels So Right. So it's going to be and A Mess of Blues, and then It Feels So Right, and that'll be that whole session. First take to the master will all be complete, and it'll have its own playlist as well. So that's what to look forward to.
When you just think of just the stuff that you just listed, that's like enough for one person's complete channel, and that's still just a fraction of what you have on there, and that's just wild. That is, I mean, there's so much content there. I told people you can never get bored. Between our two channels, there's more than enough to take in.
Well, it keeps me occupied as well, apart from anything else, and that's
I know.
Getting bored as well.
Yeah. I'm telling you what, because fill you in on what happened, guys. Leon and we just recorded our stuff for the Elvis Nation interview, the Leon Lounge stuff. And which I just got an email not too long after that, like that day, that said you got an assignment. And I'm thinking, oh, how much will I get paid? Oh God, I can't pass this up. And I thought, okay, it'll be okay. It'll just be a week. I'll leave up some videos. It won't be any big deal. And then by the third day, I got like almost like I'm not used to this. I'm used to being in my Elvis with my Elvis helmet on or something. I go, this is not happening. I'm not liking this at all. And it was funny because I thought no one's going to really think anything for a week. A week will come and go. And then everybody's like, we missed you. We missed the show. We missed all this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I did too. It was almost like saying, we're going to find a way to remove a couple of limbs for a week. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm way too attached. I can't just it's just way too much. And I said, so I'm telling you what, I think October is going to be a great month. November, cool stuff. And then we got some epic Christmas stuff happening.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to, well, the plan for December certainly is to try and get a first take to the master for Christmas songs right through each Sunday in December, because that just keeps the festive feeling towards it, and then we can have a bumper bits and pieces one on the last one of December. So I've got that just about all recorded and lined up. So because I've been on annual leave this week, it's given me a chance to get a good bank of stuff done and stored away, which have been quite good this week. So
yeah, do you think like we're kind of like that? Like we're just so in love with like what we do that like someone once said, if you love what you're doing, then you're not going to work a single day in your life. And as much as this can like the tech issue that was driving me crazy, and it's going to drive me crazy that I can't have you hear me, but yet I love it. I love every second of that ride because I just am so I know you, it's like going into your laboratory or, you're in your zone when you're working on this stuff, just as I know I am. I live for it. I love it. And like maybe once or twice a year, I go, okay, I'm getting really fatigued by that. I'm going to take time off for myself to just invest in myself, my spirit, and that lasts for about 12 hours. And then I'm like, wait a minute, on this next video, I could do that. And it just, I'm in love with what we're doing here, man. And I think definitely I would love to have like a live Christmas, like, I don't know what to call it, but like a live Christmas hangout or something, some of you, if you want to get drunk, that's okay. I don't drink, but I'm the one at the steering wheel, so I'm okay. I'm a designated driver, so but I'm just telling you what, Leon, what I think we had the presentations that I've done with you that were great, but what really kind of took it to the next level was one day when it hit me, when I started telling people, go and listen to Leon's presentation first. And then like I'm building playlists right now, and I did one of them where it has your original presentation, then our collaboration on that presentation. And I just think it's so much more of a fuller picture, because I think, like I said this in the earlier stream, that I think some people at first misunderstood what we were doing. Like, they're just going to play 10 versions of a song and I can't sit through it. And I said, it is so not that. It is not that.
Yeah. See, the thing is, if you're hearing what we are featuring in the presentation for the first time, so if you haven't heard that, for example, if we are doing a live a presentation on something in the one of the live comparison series entries, and you haven't heard that live comparison volume, and you hear it for the first time, then you're not going to get the same experience because it's being interrupted. You're not getting the flow. But if you go and listen to the original raw video first, and then come and listen to the two of us, you're going to get the best of both worlds then, because you've already heard it, and then you're hearing it again with it being broken down and analysed. So it's not as if your listening pleasure is being interrupted the first time because you've already heard it. So that's the beauty of going listening to it first.
Yeah, I would tell anybody that's the way it should be done. In fact, my thing is I go and, of course, react to your version, and then I probably play your original source material about 20 million times after, because that first time is like getting to know you. It's like, hi, my name is so-and-so, your name is so-and-so, let's shake hands. But I'm like, but I'm to the point where I want to get to know it a lot better. I want to, that's first date kind of stuff on the reaction aspect of it. So I think, because there were a couple of people that commented, and I said, and they were very nice about it. It's just, I think they were very misunderstanding about what we're doing. And that's why I said I want to start making single videos to kind of get those people that might feel intimidated by what we're doing. It's all great fun. And Jerry said, I'm ready to party for Christmas. Oh my gosh, with Elvis. Yes, definitely. Oh my God, and it's 1 a.m. in England right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Except I'm not in England.
Yeah, Leon from England. No, that's an inside joke, but
That's a sweet one.
wow. And you know what? I think too. I think with all what we're hearing and with what you have put together, I noticed that like even when we do these shows, these live streams, we're having a bunch of different songs thrown together, so you're not hearing them in their album context. And it's funny how something stands out when it's paired up with something else, where it's. And I just thought that is so cool, and I think we're going places with this stuff, because I mean I got like 3 new emails from people who've never seen what we've done before.
Yeah.
And I said, you guys ain't seen nothing yet. And I go, I haven't seen nothing yet, or anything yet. But yeah, and it does hurt when you put up a new thing on, because everybody else gets to go and enjoy it, and I have to wait sometimes 2 or 3 months before I could. You know how many times I'm sitting there going, I could listen.
Do you know when the video goes up and then I post it on all the Facebook pages? So they're all down the left-hand side of the page, and I'm going through them one at a time. And then I get to Elvis Nation, and I go, no, because it just feels as if I post the new video on the Elvis Nation Facebook page, it's as if I'm dangling that carrot in front of your face.
And I'm like, okay. Yeah, and I feel like I'm that guy that I could like be interrogated by the Taliban. That's how strong I've become, because there's nothing you could threaten me with, because I've had Leon's stuff and I've sat there and said, no, I'm not going to press it. I could totally press, you know, I'm going to be honest. There was one time I said, well, what if I just listen to it and then I just pretend it's the first? I go, no, you SOB, you can't do that. What, Brent? And I said, okay, I'll be good. But it's made me stronger. It's made me.
You need to keep telling yourself that and reinforce that.
Yeah, and if I could do that with Leon's specials, I got to be able to do that with anything that's put in front of me that could be a harmful substance. Like some people have alcohol, I have Oreos, you know. So, but they don't. I looked up blindly. They don't have support groups for that kind of stuff, or they don't have, you know, there's no rehab for that kind of thing. And I thought if I get more popular, I got to do that kind of rehab thing where my fall from grace, and you know, and I got to go through my whole dark phase, you know, and have people go, his dark stuff was his best stuff, kind of. No, I'm joking, but no. And I think that's a thing with culture, though. We sometimes celebrate the dark aspect of famous people, and I'm like, what about the people that, you know, focus on the beauty they created instead of. And I think that's what I'm learning about Elvis, because I was talking with Leslie in an interview earlier, and we were talking about that last Elvis performance and how great thou art. There's that moment where he looks to the band and then smiles and turns around.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to remember about 77.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, when I've been doing the last couple of live comparisons that I've been putting together, and I put one together, I think it was when I did Steamroller Blues, and I put it together, and that's still to come out in a couple of weeks. And the final live version's from 1977, but it's probably from the final show from one of the poorest tours that he ever did, and I'm putting it on, I'm going, when I write my notes about this, I feel really bad about having to mention how poor Elvis had been in that tour because of ill health, and he had to cancel a few shows or go off stage for almost half an hour during one of the shows because he wasn't feeling too good. And I'm thinking, do I just admit that, or do I give the proper context? Do you know what I mean? You're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there.
First of all, you're right. It is very hard to navigate through that stuff because, like, there were a couple of videos, you know, like in 77 and stuff. If I'm reacting to it, to me, there are beautiful moments, but it's sort of like, you know, had he been developing a viral infection that was collapsing his lungs every now and then, there would have been so much more pity for him and stuff. And I think there's a little thing about pop culture that really disgusts me. Sometimes people love to bring you up to the top and then let you just fall. And it's like they savor in that or something. And
yeah, but I think the real tragedy is that it was 1977 and not 2017. Had the same thing happened to Elvis in 2017, the years afterwards, there wouldn't been this sort of. See, after Elvis died, there was a kind of an embarrassment of from not from Elvis fans, but from the media and the music world generally, that Elvis had died in that way. But I think if that happened 2017, there would have been such a massive outpouring of grief that would from not just from the fan base, but from society as a whole. And such as, I mean, you've seen it with a lot of stars these days. Even if you look at the way Kurt Cobain died, you know, had that been 20, even if you look at the way Jim Morrison died, it's kind of hidden away rather than talked about. Whereas in 2017, I think nowadays people are more open to talk about things like that. And I also think there would have been an awful lot more support group for Elvis as an individual as well. I think
a lot of it has to do with the cultural context of it too. When you think about it, we were still in the dark ages back then as far as understanding mental illness and brain chemistry.
Yeah.
And first of all, I mean, like, in this day and age, I mean, I tell people I was diagnosed with mental illness years ago. I'm medicated for it, and I don't think twice about saying it. But when I first was told in the 90s, you don't say anything. Don't give ammunition again. We didn't even understand it in the early 90s, right? So the brain is an organ, and I used to tell people this when I was a nurse. The brain is an organ like any other organ. You don't yell at someone or point at them and say, look how they've fallen, because they have a bad heart. And I think when you have Elvis, any person with a good constitution could be worn down to a nub like that, with those kind of demands, expending that kind of energy. And not only that, but when you think of the relationship he had with pills and stuff, it started out under the guise of managed doctor care. And how quickly that could spiral, because you're chasing it all the time. He needs to take this to go to sleep, to get up. And, you know, and I remember we just watched that Elvis and Me thing, and I'm not sure if he said this in real life or not, but he said, Elvis, you got to watch your eating. He goes, I could always take diet pills for that. But see, people don't understand the context too. In the 60s, any new pill was looked at as a miracle drug. You don't have to do anything anymore. This will do it for you. And we didn't talk about the side effects back then of the dependency that could take. And I think too, there's another thing, Leon, about what you said in this era. I think there's a little more compassion. Oh, definitely. Absolutely. I think everything's looked on as, no matter what happens now, there's a support group to help you. There's reach out programs, and there's people you can call confidentially and you can get a hold of. Even I think such as social media now, that I don't think that had Elvis lived now, I think the problems that Elvis was maybe having with dependency would have been out there, not necessarily from him, but from somebody who was concerned within his inner circle. And I know his inner circle get a lot of bad press about not doing enough to help Elvis, and that there's probably quite a bit of truth in that. But when you listen to Sonny West at that press conference when the Elvis What Happened book came out, and he was asked about why didn't you do more to help Elvis, he says, well, how do you help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves? And it's all, you know yourself as a former nurse, Brent, you know this better than anybody, that the first step to healing any sort of addiction is to admit the addiction yourself, and then you then have to go on and want to be helped. You have to admit the problem. I think the problem with that with Elvis was,
And as I say, he could have done with far more help from within his inner circle. Of that, there is absolutely no doubt. But the problem with Elvis is because he was being given the drugs, first of all, by the army doctors, and then by his own doctor, who was taking the view that, well, if I don't give it to him, he's going to get it from someone else. And then I think that's where the problem in Elvis's mind, that he was doing everything he was doing was perfectly okay because that's how it had been taught to him. If that makes any sense.
No, you're right. He was led down a path, and what happens is, Leon, if we're held captive for a few months and they got us on that, you and I would struggle just like he did. And I'm sorry, he's a human being, but not only that, does he have that little thing in the bloodstream that took on a life of its own? He had these incredible demands that I don't think fame and all the, especially too, when you look at an artist today, sometimes they get 3 years off in between albums and stuff like that. They have these cool downs that there were only a few periods where Elvis had a little bit of time to himself like that. And I just think that it is so unfair for anyone to ever demonize him. Because don't forget too, Leon, there's another thing. When you said that you got to be willing to give this stuff up and all that, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you're addicted to something, when you start to get better and you're on that road to it, you're going to feel very sick at first. I mean, you're going to be better on them than off them at the beginning.
Well, absolutely. Well, I mean, let's take this as a bit of context. So you're Elvis Presley. You've just appeared in front of you've just appeared in the Honolulu International Centre in front of 6,600 people in the arena and over 1 billion people worldwide via satellite. 12 days later, you're opening up in Las Vegas in front of 2,200 people, and you have to do 2 shows a night for 4 weeks, 56 shows. That can't be good. That's such a come down. From the buzz of that to the dreariness of another season in Las Vegas, that really must mess with your head like nothing else. It really must. Yeah. I think if Elvis went on the road to rather than into Vegas after Hawaii, then fine. But to be honest, if you've done the biggest show of your career so far, you should be able to take 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks off before going back, not 12 days.
Well, you know, I thought about this, Leon, that I'm a big time introvert. Even when I am hanging out with someone whom I adore and love, I'm still exhausted after spending 2 hours with someone. Okay, I need a nap or something, because what it is there's an energy exchange. And I get depleted really easily. Like, for example, I almost take a power nap after each time I do a live stream. I'm not the type that could then go out shopping right after that, because I'm putting out a lot of energy. And I'm only thinking, look at the demands that it would take to have your voice go through all those acrobatics, to be there on stage. You're taking in the energy of everyone else. You're expending so much energy. And I don't know how, and that's why I said, how do you know you or anyone else would have been better off than he would have been given the same set of circumstances with the same set of demands? I don't think so. I think he was a human being, and I think we forget that part. And I think, you know, I was telling someone earlier, we were talking about, it was with Leslie actually, I was talking about this, you know, with that Priscilla movie, Elvis and Me, you know, him throwing a temper around, and all of a sudden, oh my God, he wasn't the great man we thought he was. First of all, you tell me anyone who hasn't had an outburst in their life.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God, I had one time where I couldn't get an Elvis video going right, and I thought the file was destroyed. I threw a bowl across my room. Like I'm the Hulk or something. I don't know. We have those moments where we're just taken beyond our stressors or something. And sometimes communicating with people could be hard. Tell me a couple that I've never heard. They say if you have a couple that's been together for 50 years and never argued, they're not in love. Okay. Because
so you have to ask yourself, when did it become wrong to be normal?
Yeah.
And that's how it feels. That's how it comes across, as if it's wrong to be normal, as if you have to be some saint-like person with a halo on your head all the time, and you can't. I mean, even the thought that if you remember when I sent you the first take to the master that we did from the Memphis 69 sessions, and I was worried about how you were going to react about some of the language in that, because it might, and of course, but that's just a normal working environment.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking to myself, and it's only now after that when I've realised, wait a minute, that's normal, because you feel as if you're busting a bubble.
I know, right? I know. It was like, I think it was the second Elvis Nation Show episode. I was so tired editing that there was an outtake that got left in there where I'm like, so the next song we're going to do Elvis, oh, F you. See, I just said that. And someone, I didn't know that I left that in there because I was so tired when I edit. Next, I'm getting all these things, nice F-bomb, Brent. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, they're going to have this, I'm not going to be known as this nice, lovable Elvis guy anymore. And everybody else was really cool with it. Like, I was the one freaking out. But, you know, and it's funny because, you know, Leon, it's like, you know, there are times where I hang out with friends or whatever. If I'm upset or something, we all become a different person at that moment because we're going through different adrenaline surges and stuff like that. We try our best to be the best we can be and all that. But to be under a microscope, who would want that? I mean,
it's not for me. That's
yeah,
for sure.
and like, oh, I'm sorry if Elvis showed up on stage. Have you ever showed up at work feeling sick as hell, and yet you got to go through these motions?
Well, you see, that was something when I recorded the commentary for what we're doing on Sunday. So you've already let the cat out of the bag. So we're doing the first take to master for the last farewell, and at some portions of that 1976 sessions, Elvis wasn't in good form. His voice began to break a wee bit, and I'm thinking, I feel as if I was almost committing heresy when I'm saying this, but I'm thinking to myself, well, let's be honest, everybody has a bad day at work.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm sorry, but let's call it like it is, Leon. If there was a constant video camera on us, and they said, we're going to just go on YouTube and show their worst moments as human beings, no one would want to be friends with anybody. Like, you'd be like, oh, you're being a jerk right there for a minute or something. You know, we've all said stuff we've regretted. We've all shown up to work. And I'm sorry, but I've shown up to work and said, I'm just phoning it in right now. Like, I'm there, I'm doing it. My mind is somewhere else.
Of course.
And the thing is, too, don't forget, when we go to work, like, we could sometimes take a break, go into the bathroom for fun. You know, Elvis can't be on stage going, hey, I'm going to go off to the men's room for a minute. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. And he just goes and chills out for a minute. Like, you can't do that. You're on.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're in the main showroom at the Hilton, you've got 2,500 people just trained on you and only you. I mean, it's already having the TCB band behind you, but they're not there to see them; they're there to see you.
Yeah, and I think that it's sort of like the Atlas Shrugged, you know, with the world on his shoulders kind of thing. And I just, you know, I even hate that term when I hear Fat Elvis period or something like that, and I'm like, you know, I didn't realize you were an angel of utter perfection sent down on earth to show us imperfect souls. And I'm like, those get the biggest FUs from people, because I don't know if this is part of the Elvis consciousness, because you guys have been really into his deep following longer than I have. But I'm feeling now like I want to be protective of him.
That's how you get. But that's how you get.
I almost want to say, you have a problem with Elvis, you see me.
But see, I don't think that the media nowadays portray Elvis like that. I think Elvis is more revered now. I think it was the 80s and the early 90s. I think that it was the period where it was all. And I keep calling. I think the media were embarrassed by Elvis for whatever reason. But if you look at the 80s seemed to be a perfect body sort of era. Do you know?
It was actually, you know, for those of you that are younger, past the 80s. The 80s was a superficial decade. Everything was style over substance.
Yeah.
Think of like the workout videos. Everything was, if you don't look good. Now you could be a junkie and stuff underneath, but as long as you look good,
yeah, absolutely,
you're without sin. And then I think like, if you look at the 80s, that pristine thing, and then in the 90s, down from music to film, you had grunge, you had some independent film that was just kind of more like, let's show the raw and grittiness of it. It kind of had a 70s vibe coming back. And I think there was at one point in the timeline where culture kind of said, we still have our hangups, but let's get rid of a lot of our pretense. And I think what I love what we're seeing is with Elvis today, I think they're seeing the best of him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is why, and I think it was Jerry had mentioned on the chat earlier on about the backing about the Elvis in Nashville set, and I had said that it's now going to stand the test of time, and I think that sort of now Elvis is being appreciated for the artist that he was, and that this stuff is coming out now, and people are embracing it. Whereas I think in the 80s, honestly, the 80s was a really difficult time to be an Elvis fan. In the early 90s, it really was a difficult time, and as I say, that it was almost as if you had, and you can mention it, you had to be a size 0, or you just didn't fit. I mean, and I'll give you for example, if you look at any episode at all of the A-Team or Knight Rider, every woman co-star in that, whether guest star or whatever, is virtually a size 0. There's nobody at all any size bigger than that.
You know, you're right. I thought about that because I started high school in the late 80s, right? And I remember girls at that time spent so much time on their hair, and it was big hair. It was outrageously hair that reached the outer cosmos, up there. And to me, that was symbolic of, look how much we're trying to focus on this instead of like what's in here. And then I saw that like at about, I would say, the Nirvana era, where all of a sudden, the girls I went to high school with were now wearing flannel shirts and wearing their hair down. And it kind of got into like a 70s-ish kind of vibe. But there was a realness kind of return. Because I think when you put on that superficial veneer for a long time and realize that there's cracks in that foundation, the realness kind of wants to come back in. And I think, because I've been around since then, this is the kindest era when it comes to treatment of Elvis that I've witnessed in.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what also didn't help is that the caricature of Elvis, of the 70s Elvis, didn't help matters. I think that didn't help. And then you had a lot of Elvis impersonators, and I use that in the broadest possible term, impersonator in the broadest possible term, who rather than focus on Elvis in the 50s or 60s, that was the Elvis that they wanted to portray. Now, whether that's because a lot of these impersonators were overweight themselves, and they felt that it fitted that, but Elvis wasn't as overweight as people seem to portray him at all. Because
even at his biggest, he wasn't.
Well, my mum pointed it out years and years ago, and she was it was actually the 1977 19th and 21st, the Elvis in concert, the CBS special that was on, and she says, if you look at Elvis, his backside, his legs, and his arms are like that. It's only his stomach and his face is a bit puffy. The rest of them, there's virtually no weight on him at all. His arms were still thin. His legs were still thin. So he just put on weight because of that crash diet that we were talking
that, and also, like I've said before, Leon, he had. When you take a lot of those medications and stuff, sometimes, because when you look at his face, that wasn't like a normal overeater's face, just with, those overeaters where we just have just a little extra padding around here. No, some of it was puffiness from a lot of things going wrong. Even if you look, I think his circulation was having issues like that. Tons of things could, especially if you're on any kind of steroidal therapy. There were just so a lot of it wasn't even due to that. But I think that's another thing what people don't get either is that, it's easy to put down someone because they don't look good. But what they don't realize is 99% of anyone that has an eating disorder, whether it's obesity or oh, my mind's gone blank, bulimia.
Yep.
It comes from some kind of traumatic thing within you that you got to self-medicate because you're just not feeling adequate in your own headspace. You're not in, it's not an excuse, but it is an explanation. And, and for all these you wondering out there, I'm actually really thin. The camera that I have just has a filter on it. So it can make me look, if you saw me in real life, I'm a toothpick, man. No, actually I was a thin kid growing up. And, so I get that. And, but I think, now today, I notice with the reactors reacting to Elvis, they're just honing in on everything that's great. And you're right, though. I remember this, and it actually pissed me off. There was a movie, God, I'm trying to remember, like 91 or 92 came out, and they replayed the trailer over again. Sarah Jessica Parker and someone else, and there's a scene where these guys say, we're the flying Elvises, and they were like people who jumped out, they were... paratroopers or something, but they dressed as Elvis and jumped out of the plane. And I'm like, this is what this man's legacy is worn down to, a joke in a dumb movie it's not even a funny joke to begin with. He's like, we're the flying Elvises or something like that. And I'm like, really? Yeah. I mean, why don't we get like 4 monkey organ grinders dressed up like the Beatles or something? I mean, what's the difference between that? It's like near blasphemy or something because, and thank God though, they're not remembering the people that are watching Elvis today. They're watching Elvis. They're not watching other people's version of Elvis. Yeah, and like I said, I have no problem with people who are Elvis impersonators that are very respectful and stuff. I think someone once asked me, how do you know if it's a respectful impersonator versus someone who's just, I go, you just know it when you see it.
Yeah, of course you do. Absolutely.
I've seen some that were so respectful, trying to bring so much dignity. And then I've seen some that just said, I'm going to make a freaking cartoon out of this or something. And
you better play a song before you get me hung.
I know. Wait, there's an orange. How did you do the orange block? Is there an orange block? Oh, I don't know what their guys are. Oh, that's on the chat. Okay, yeah. Well, how about this, Leon? Do you want me to let you go so you can enjoy the music?
No. Done.
You sure? I feel like I'm torturing you. It's like how I feel when you put up the videos and I can't watch them and everyone else can. Okay, well, we're going to get...
As long as you tell me what you're playing, then that's fine.
Okay, that will work. Okay, I'm going to go back to... This goes out. This is Stranger in. How about this? Stranger in my own hometown. Is there any little trivia tidbits you can prep us with before we dive into it?
Sorry, say that again, Brent. Sorry. I just went back onto the.
Okay. It's Stranger in my own hometown.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there's any tidbits you could set this up with before we dive into it.
Well, do you know if you're going to play Stranger in my own hometown, I'll tell you what I would play. I would play the rehearsal version. It has some colourful language in it, shall we say?
Well, that's okay. We're colorful people. So now, is this on your page on your channel?
It is.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay, is this the July 24th, 1970?
That's the one.
There it is. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay, everybody. Brought to us by request. Miss Suzanne. Awesome. Let's do it. Let me switch to the reactions. No, I'll keep Leon so he can hear it. All right, guys. We're going to do an audio of this.
I feel like a stranger. Like a stranger in my own hometown. I feel like a stranger.
Leon puts a warning.
Like a stranger in my own hometown. My so-called friends stop being friendly. But you can't keep a good man down. No, you can't do it now.
Oh, man. Perfect for this time of night.
With good intentions. about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, man, guitar right there.
I came home with good intentions, yeah, about 5 or 6 years ago. But my hometown won't accept me. Just don't feel welcome here no more. Oh, Lord, Lord. About 5 or 6 years ago.
Man, this is sizzling hot, man. This is blues.
I said I came home, good intentions. About 5 or 6 years ago. Ah, but my hometown won't accept me. I just don't feel welcome here no more. No more. No more. I'm going back down to Memphis. I'm gonna start driving that motherfucking truck again. I said I'm going back down home to Memphis. I'm gonna start driving that goddamn truck again.
Oh man, Down and Dirty. This is awesome. This is raw blues.
Old Joe, Charlie, and Richard gonna starve to death. Yeah, Sonny will be in the pen. That's why I'm like a stranger. Like a stranger in my own hometown. I'm like a stranger. Like a stranger in my own hometown. All them cocksuckers stop being friendly. Ah, but you can't keep a heart pretty down. No, you can't keep it down. I came home with good intentions. About 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, I came home with good intentions, baby. About 5 or 6 years ago. I forget which it is, I don't recall. What the shit. My hometown won't accept me. Just don't feel welcome here no more. No more. No more.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Liam, man, that was, you know what? It's really weird because that is what I think is, believe it or not, the magic of Elvis is that how in some of these songs he hits the celestial ultimate pitch and he kind of has that ethereal thing, that communication with God. And then there's like the flesh and blood Elvis. Mm-hmm. that flaming Southern kind of thing, that a man who's just all too worldly. And I love that dichotomy. And that's why I think it's magical about him. One of those things.
Well, put that into context, right? So that's Elvis winding down. So that's the second last song of that whole rehearsal session. And he's winding down. That's not even a serious rehearsal. That's him winding down. And I think that is so much better than the master.
Yeah, what also really caught me about that is being that a lot of you and a lot of the audience have been so into the deeper Elvis stuff for so long that I still kind of have that virgin vibe to me still, even though I've come a long way. I still remember what it was like 2 years ago before I got into this. And what hit me is outside of the Elvis follower base, I'm talking about the casual Elvis person that heard all the hits.
Yeah.
He never really got a fair reputation as a blues man.
Oh, absolutely not.
And I'm telling you, what you heard there was, I love the blues, and I'm telling you what, that it just doesn't get better than that.
No. It is such a travesty that he didn't do a blues album.
I could only imagine, and could you imagine too, like if he did a blues album and then did like a series of dates, because I always have this like fantasy in my head that instead of passing away, he got to take a year off or something, and he kind of came back better than ever. And like during the superficial fluff of the 80s, when everything sounded so plastic, in my opinion, here he puts out like this blues thing, and just like in 83, Elvis goes to a bunch of blues clubs or something, more intimate performance. Could you imagine how rocking, fiery that would be?
Oh, honestly, that would just have been absolutely awesome. It really would have been incredibly good. You take some of the songs like Reconsider Baby, A Mess of Blues, what you've just heard, Stranger in My Own Hometown. Even if you think about Kentucky Rain in certain parts of it as well, like you played in the previous live stream earlier on today. Honestly, it's just Elvis. I think Elvis is one of the best blues singers that I've ever heard. Yeah. Honestly, I really do, and I think you can tell by the jams that he does that blues really is close to his heart. And as I say, it's just a pity that he didn't go into the studio with the idea of just doing a blues album.
And it's funny because I think because I was new to the Elvis deep dive, a lot of people assume I probably didn't know much about music. No, I didn't know a lot about Elvis, but I'm telling you what, I've been through the whole Muddy Waters catalog, B.B. King, Screamin' Jay Hawkins, all the greats. He's in there with them. The pantheon of those great soul shouting blues practitioners, and I think it's one of those things that you can't really fake your way to that. You either have it or you don't.
If you listen to Elvis talking about rock and roll in the '68 special, he turns around and essentially says that rock and roll itself is a hybrid of country and rhythm and blues. And that's what it is. So you really have to have a sense of the blues to be a real good rock and roll singer. You really have to have some sort of idea of how to sing the blues. At least that's the way I see it. But I just thought that version of Stranger in My Own Hometown is probably a better version to listen to rather than the studio one, because I think that one you're getting a sense of the real Elvis in that one. And you can tell Elvis is just having fun. The lyrics are a bit, obviously they're a bit, but that's the fun. That's the fun.
Actually, you know what? While we're on that theme of blues, is there anything that within the database in your brain, which I still don't understand to this day how you do what you do? It's a compliment, believe me. And is there any other blues songs that you think that would? Because I'm kind of like, while we're kind of on the bluesy thing, is there another song that you could recommend?
Well, you've done. I think you've done Reconsider Baby. I think you've done that. A Mess of Blues is
A
really
Mess
good
of Blues.
from 1960. I've just got a first take to the master coming up on that in about 3 weeks' time.
Okay, we could do that one then. Now, can you sync this up with your own recording at home, and so that way you can hear it while I'm hearing it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that'll be cool.
Absolutely, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Just you give me a countdown to when you're going to.
Oh, definitely.
So just make sure it's the actual master that you're going to play, not an alternate take.
Okay, this says Mess of Blues 60. Let me see if master.
That should be it. That should be fine.
Oh yeah, because there's one that says alternate master. So
yeah, I'm just going to get that up here
okay.
for me on here
I'll give you a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be
Till we figure out how to do this with Skype. Because I felt so bad. I didn't find out till, ladies and gentlemen, after Leon and I did that dedication thing that he wasn't hearing the music to Elvis, and I felt bad. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So are you ready, Leon?
Yeah, you tell me when. Okay,
I'm going to count down. So, ladies and gentlemen, 1960, we're going to kind of go back to an early Elvis with the blues and show that he even had it even then before he developed his 70s, persona and all that. So here we are, a mess of blues. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I just got your letter, babe. Too bad you can't come home. I swear I'm going crazy, sitting here all alone. Since you gone, I got a mess of blues. I ain't slept a wink since Sunday. I can't eat a thing all day. Every day is just Blue Monday. Since you've been away, since you're gone, I got a mess of blues. Whoops, there goes a teardrop rolling down my face. If you cry when you're in love, sure ain't no disgrace. I gotta get myself together before I lose my mind.
Oh man, Leon.
I'm gonna catch the next train going and leave my blues behind. Since you're gone, I got a mess of blues. Whoops, there goes a teardrop rolling down my face. If you cry when you're alone, sure ain't no disgrace.
Oh man,
I
this is
gotta
killing,
get
man.
myself together before I lose my mind. I'm gonna catch the next train going and leave my blues behind. Since you're gone, what a mess of blues. Since you're gone, I got a mess of blues. Since you're gone, I got a mess of blues.
Oh my God.
What an ending.
Oh my God. Okay, I gotta, you know what? I'm gonna probably offend some famous rock stars here, and I know I am, but I call this righteous indignation because to all those people that said Elvis lost his edge when he went into the army, I'm gonna say a collective F you right now to those people. Oh, I lost Leon for a second. I gotta get you back. Oh, there's two of me. Wait, what's going on here? All right, Leon, I gotta get you back. Can you see me?
I can see you fine.
Oh, and there you are. This is weird. That just kind of happened. Let me go back to... yeah, it's showing my camera. There you are. He's back. We lost you for a second. Ground control to Major Tom kind of thing. Yeah, Leon, how could you say that Elvis went into the army and then came out like a bland white bread kind of thing? And that's what I hear a lot of people act like. Oh, he was milquetoast or something after the army. Are you kidding? That was balls to the walls, hyper masculine fireball blues greatness that we just heard.
Absolutely. I think you have to give the Jordanaires a wee bit of credit for that as well. Their woo woos in the back there really where helped drive that song on as well.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it just I think there was just so much there, of course, and then that little ascension with his voice at the end. Mm-hmm. That was just too perfect for words. I mean, was that one that, do you know by any chance if that was a track that was laid down pretty easily, or did they have to really work with that one?
Five takes.
5 takes?
Mm-hmm.
If you and I got together and we were like really great at this stuff, it would still take us 100 to even get like 1/10 of what they just got there.
5 takes, and believe this or not, right? Only the first take and the final take were complete takes. Everything 2, 3, and 4 were either false takes or long false starts. So only the first take and the final take were complete. And I've cheated a wee bit because I just only guessed it. I just put the first take to the master together yesterday for that. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, at least you're being full disclosure there. No, but that's still impressive, though. Oh, my God. I can only begin to imagine what that special presentation's going to be like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I someone was coined the phrase. I'm sure it's been thrown around, but someone told me, Brent, I love the Elvis eargasms. No, it is, though. It does take you to a whole different place. It like transcends consciousness. And I'm telling you what, Leon, I've heard a lot of songs that don't get me to go like that by other artists. I mean, there is something about, and I've heard the best of the blues too. He's in there. He is in with the greats, but yet society, I don't think, has given him his due in that area, at least.
You're right. No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. But we can only hope that it comes. We can only hope it comes.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want to put responsibility on other people, but I would love it if the other reactors out there, besides Michelle and myself, would react to stuff beyond the 6 basic things that everybody reacts to of Elvis. And don't get me wrong, I'm so appreciative that they do, but I'm saying you just opened up the best cake that will ever be baked, and you just take a little bit of frosting and go like that, and then you put the cake away. You don't know what you're doing by only covering those few Elvis songs. There's so much more. I guarantee a lot of them would go ape crap crazy if they heard this.
Yep.
I mean, I might get some dirty looks from people, but I prefer this to Jailhouse Rock. Okay, I know that's blasphemy to some people, but there's I want to ask you, has there ever been an Elvis standard hit that you said, I liked it, but I could think of 50 songs that were filler songs that were even better than that? Or has there ever, because I found that in a couple of things with doing some of the hits.
Do you know, funnily enough, I just had this conversation with somebody yesterday. So I told you earlier on that the latest first take to the master to go onto my channel was Make Me Know It, which was the first song recorded at the same session that you've just heard A Mess of Blues for. So A Mess of Blues was the 5th song of the 6 recorded at that session. Yeah. And now, if you think about Make Me Know It, Mess of Blues, Fame and Fortune, Soldier Boy, and It Feels So Right were 5 of the songs recorded. But the one that they chose for the single was Stuck on You. Now, as good a song as Stuck on You is, it's not the best song from that session by a million miles, but what it is, it's the most radio friendly and therefore probably the most commercially viable. But it's not the best song. So if you think about it like that, a lot of the way that singles were chosen was along. I mean, you think about Good Luck Charm was taking over something like Anything That's Part of You, which you've already done a first take to the master on. So it's not always the best song that's chosen. It's the one that's maybe most pleasant to the ears that's chosen as the single. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was so excited to kind of hear this, but yeah, I gotta kind of. It's weird how this happened because Karen on the show won the Wonder Wheel segment, and I knew this going in, but I was just so excited to it. Of all things, this was the song she requested. A Mess of. Can you believe that? Yeah, because she won last week, and. What happened was when I took the week off, I got behind in everything I was doing. So I had a slew of reactions. I'm still going to re-record a proper reaction for that. This is kind of us having fun with it. But I'm going to still do a full normal reaction that I'm going to post in a couple days. But I just found that so odd that you had no idea that Karen requested that.
No, because I can't see the I can't see the comments.
Yeah, no, she did that a couple days ago. Yeah, in the comment section a couple days ago. She reminded me, Brent, you got, this is what I won from that previous week. And I just thought that was so uncanny that when I asked you to drum up a song, that was the song that you picked.
I might have solved the sound problem, by the way. Just while see on the bottom of your right hand where it says share screen.
Okay.
Along the bottom of the screen.
I go to more and then share screen.
Share screen. If you click on share screen and then
share computer sound.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to find out something. I'm going to turn this up.
I can hear it now.
You can? Oh my God. This is how oh God, oh my God, Leon, you did it. Oh my gosh, we can actually react to songs together. Wow. Actually, now, so you heard that perfectly?
Clear as a bell.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what, Leon, in honor,
we should celebrate that by doing another song.
And I want you to pick it because you came through for us. You just solved a major bugaboo, so I want you to go into your deep wish list and lay it on me, man.
Oh, goodness me, where do I go with this now? Oh, now you are talking. Oh, goodness me.
See, Leon's used to dishing out the content, but he's never usually asked to pick something for himself. And I feel so bad because Leon gives us so much. We got to give to Leon as much as he gives to us because, no, you've actually, I told someone the other day, I'm telling you, this channel would just be another 2-bit reaction channel if it weren't for, I believe it was our collaborations that really started giving it a whole different shape. Before that, it was just Elvis Sunday and, it was just 3 songs. And as fun as it was, it felt like that really began my Elvis education, though, into the further reaches. So that's why I tell everyone else, I don't get indignant or anything, but when anyone sits there and goes, I don't want to listen to the same song over and over again, I go, dude, it is so not about that. It is so much more than that.
I think I know what I'll do. And I'm just going to check on my channel here to see if it's there.
Okay.
I think what we'll do is I'm just looking at my playlist here, so just bear with me a wee second. I think we will do.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to do an ad like they did in the 50s on radio shows. While Leon's preparing, have you thought of buying Brill Cream? It is the newest thing for people. No, if you ever watch those old shows on TV and stuff, they would always break in the middle of the show just to do product placement. But we have nothing here to sell but love for Elvis. That's the only thing we're selling here. There's nothing gimmickry about this.
Yes, I tell you
I don't
what
know,
we'll
Leon,
do.
that laugh, I mean, I know you're cooking up something. You're like that chef who knows that we're going to like it.
Yes, I think we'll do something different. So obviously we would have covered this when we were doing one of the live streams, but it'll be a fair bit in the future. So if you go on to my channel and type in where are we now? I've lost it. Oh, band introductions, right? You're going to get a right good laugh here. Just something different.
Bad introductions. Let me.
Band introductions.
Okay, it'll just be a second here. I got to scroll down to make sure they're all loaded.
And I'll see it when it comes up. Let me see now. Oh, goodness me.
And that's the title of the video?
It's band introductions in blue suede shoes. It's the only band introductions that were actually filmed by MGM when they were doing that's the way it is, and it's really funny. It's actually really funny. Okay. And I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, let me see. And that's the title of the video, band
introductions.
I'm not seeing it on your page. It's not. I'm doing the search and find.
Yeah.
Hitting Control F. Bad.
Either that or type in blue suede shoes and that'll come up.
Okay, let me see. Okay, there's...
There it's...
Oh, here it is. Oh, you have band... I thought you said bad introductions.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
No, that's my bad. That's my band. Bad. Okay, all right, so I'm going to turn up... And can you hear that first second of the video? Can you hear that?
Yep.
All right. All right, everybody.
I'm just going to move slightly here. So if you can bear with me for 2 minutes, I'm just going to move location if that's okay.
Yeah. And for those of you, we've been so into what we're doing, I didn't get as many chances to check in on the comments here, but I just want to thank everybody. And for those of you who've already left, God bless you. I know some people, it's late on the side of the world you're at.
So I haven't disappeared or anything. I'm still here. I haven't disappeared or anything. There we go.
Meanwhile, I'm going to see how you guys are. I'm taking a second while you're doing that to going on the... Yeah, I love it too, because I love watching, that's what I love about these chats. I see other Elvis fans talking with each other. Isn't that just, I was talking with Leslie earlier, and I said, only Elvis fans understand Elvis fans. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had people in your own life, even in your own circle, as much as they love you, they don't get it? Like they...
Yeah.
Like, okay, so here we have band introduction. Now, this is August 12th, 1970. And Leon, it says that you re-edit it with the RCA audio on it.
So this is from the dinner show. So not to be confused with that wonderful midnight show. So this would be 4 hours before that. This would be round about the 8 o'clock show, as opposed to the midnight show, which is the one that we did before.
Yeah.
So this is quite entertaining. It's just something a little bit different.
Do you think I should try the video footage, or I just don't want to get dinged? You know what I mean?
Well, it should be fine. I think that should be fine, to be honest.
Okay, all right. Then I'm going to switch to the reaction screen, Leon. So they won't be able to see you. I'm going to go to my normal reaction screen then for this.
Cloud has a silver lining.
I know. Actually, well, you know what I'm going to do then, Leon? If you're ever on again, I'm going to create another little... Well, actually, wait, I could put you on the reaction screen. It'll just take a second. Now, I'm the one who's going to take a second because I can do this. I could so do this. Okay, I got you there. And then, I'm just going to put a little display capture up there. Yeah, I can do this. I'm quick on my feet. So, display capture. I'm going to put it... And I'm going to shrink it a little bit. It's not going to be as big of a picture, but between Leon and I, that way you can watch both of us enjoy this together. So, you know what? We got it. It's a little screen above us, but and it will work. Now, the thing is, Leon, though, you won't be, because you're looking at me through Skype.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to figure out how you could see the video. That's the hard part, because we have the sound thing where we could both listen to the sound at the same time. I don't know how to put a little video up on Skype so you could see what I'm seeing.
Well, you had it up before, but it was just on the screen. But it's, I say, it's you can if it's easier just to move me out the way, then just do that.
Well, I want you to be able to see it too, though. That's not fair if I just get to watch it.
I can see it now.
You can?
I can see it now.
Okay, can you see it like this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're seeing the video then. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Excuse me 1 second. Before I go any further, before I can go any further, good, thank you. Before I do anything else, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the members of my group. They're doing a fantastic job for me. Charlie, this is Jerry. That's it, man. Okay, next song.
I knew he was funny. I didn't know he had that dry sense of humor, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're the #1 male gospel group in the country, the Imperials. The young ladies that open our show tonight are out of their minds, man, completely. The sweet inspirations, ladies and gentlemen. The young lady in the back with a beautiful high voice, she's been recording with me for something like 13 years. I'd like you to say hello to Miss Millie Kirkham. Millie? That's it.
Is she still alive, Leon?
Mm-hmm.
On lead guitar, say hello to my favorite guitar player, Mr. James Burton. James? My second favorite guitar player. I can take him or leave him, to tell you the truth. No, he's one of my best friends. Say hello to John Wilkinson. John? My drummer, his name is Ronnie Tutt. Ronnie? You get your Gatorade back there, Ronnie? On the Fender bass, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jerry Schiff. Jerry Schiff. He's Tut and he's Schiff, man. That's Tut, Schiff. Tut, Schiff. Young man on the piano. Yeah, it's awfully quiet in that orchestra back there, man. I don't know, that's weird. Young man on the piano, he arranged a lot of the songs for me tonight. He arranged the first one I did, Ave Maria, and he did the Lord's Prayer for me. And I know the song. Would you just keep quiet for a minute, man? You know. Yeah, you can't believe it. Like a little devil on your shoulder. I like him though. He's a good guy, but his mind is bad, you know. Can't help it. There's a lot of us like that. Anyway, the young man on piano, he arranged a lot of the songs for me tonight. His name is Glenn Harden. Glenn? There you go, Glenn. Thank you. Let me get out of this one. The guy that sang harmony with me on a lot of songs, he's been my friend for many, many years. Say hello to Charlie Hodge. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie. Alias Kate Smith. Our orchestra conductor, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Mr. Joe Gershow. Joe? Thank you. The Joe Gershow Orchestra, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. On the Mr. Krikorian's getting mad. On the kettle drums is Eddie Graham back there. Eddie. Is there any? There goes the Gatorade, man. Why don't you pick it up, Charlie? Don't just stand there and look at it, you know. Huh? It's just too late. It's upside down, right? Grab it and see if you can save any of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn, we did it, man. Okay. Is anybody in the audience tonight? Oh, yeah. I mean, is anybody in the audience that I have a name on I should mention? Let's see. Somebody told me before I came on stage that the Vietnamese army was in the balcony. I don't know. I just hear these rumors. I just work here. I don't know. Anyway, what do we do next? You don't. I didn't ask if you love me or not. I said, what's the next one? What, dear? Hey, how long have I been on? Does anybody know how long I've been on? On stage, I mean, not on. No, I know. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just warming up. I've still got to do all 420 songs I recorded over the last. Yeah. Hey, that's it. Well, it's 1 for money, 2 for the show. Better get ready now, go, can't go, but don't you tell my white dog shoe. You can do anything, but they all my blue face. Or you can knock me down, stand on my face, stand my name all over the place. I do anything that you want to do, but honey, lay hold of my shoe and don't you tell my blue suede shoe. You can do anything, but they all my blue suede shoe. Yeah, that's a blue suede shoe, blue suede shoe, baby. Yeah, blue suede shoes. You can do anything, but lay off of my blue suede shoes.
Oh, Leon, man. That was too amazing, man. You know what? And I didn't sometimes I didn't realize just how quick on his feet he was. I mean, he was kind of rapid fire with the way he was joking about, and that was just crazy goodness, man. That was, and not only that, but you know what I was thinking during that? I was thinking Elvis could have gone on a speaking tour and that would have still been just as fascinating. Mm-hmm. Like if he just did like an evening with Elvis kind of thing where you're just a non-musical thing where he's just being conversational with the audience, I could listen to that for hours, man.
Yep. I just thought that it just showed the Elvis's good side. I mean, he showed his sense of humour there as well, and I really thought it was it's just something different as well. Don't get me wrong, it was just a kind of standard version of Blue Suede Shoes at the end, but the lead, I think the band introductions is probably more important in that there, but it's I like the bit about the Vietnamese army, and it says I just hear these rumors, I just work here.
You know what that hit me though, Leon, is because like there's different kinds of humor. Like there's conventional everyday humor, but then there's like cerebral dry humor where sometimes the fact that some people don't know why it's funny is what makes it funny. And he seemed to like really be into that dry humor because like I've like people, go so-and-so meet so-and-so, like I just thought that was hilarious. And I know some people don't like that kind of humor, but I do. I love that kind of that dry humor. Like when the person doing it is just out there to amuse themselves as much as they are everyone else,
Absolutely. It was something different as well. I think that was the most important thing about it. It was just something was completely different. I think that was what was. That's why when you said me choosing, I'm going, well, what can I choose that's not obvious? Because the obvious stuff always comes to mind right away. It's always the obvious stuff that comes to mind, and I'm saying, what can I do that's out the box? And that was the only one of the 6 shows. That was the only one that that MGM filmed in their entirety. They filmed a couple of wee bits and pieces of other introductions, but that's the only one they filmed it in its entirety.
Yeah, I think if they had the gift of hindsight back then, they would have filmed as much as they possibly could have. I mean, just, you know, and I'm still wondering, do you think there's still footage out there that is yet to be unearthed or something? Or
well, I would hope so, but I'm led to believe that what we have that's all of it, because I think Dennis Sanders, the director, was turning the camera on and off and on and off and on and off, unfortunately. So, and that's why you only get bits and pieces of the one we're going to do, the live stream we're going to do in a fortnight, the 10th of August, that and the 12th of August probably has the most footage available of all the shows. So it's quite good how tonight we've managed to stumble on to everything. Tonight we've managed to stumble on fix all the technical problems tonight as well, which has been quite good as well.
You know what? Yeah, and I gotta admit, this did not go in any of the way that I would have expected, and I wouldn't change it for the world, because there were some awesome moments. And we actually solved a couple of tech problems for our upcoming stuff that we're going to be doing together. So I'm really happy about that. And so we got a lot of stuff going on, and it just hit me that it's 9:17, and I haven't even had dinner yet. I got to eat. I feel my low blood sugar kicking in, but But, you know, Leon, I couldn't thank you, and I hope, you know, you had a great birthday and all that. And, you know, and I just think this is the beginning of some awesome stuff, and I couldn't be happier doing these kind of things. And I think, you know, the collaborations, as great as they are, it also really helps that we have the best audience for everybody. And for those of you on the other side of the pond who stayed up with us this late for this late night kind of party bash, I thank you so much. And so what I'm going to do is get ready to close out here with my signature closing. And you know, I want to thank everybody else for staying, everybody, you know, and I think I'd like to think we have something special going on Thursdays here. And I know, Leon, usually, you know, like you're working during the week and stuff. This was a really big treat to have you hanging out with us today.
For me too. Yeah, for me too. I would normally have just started work an hour ago.
Yeah, and you know what? It felt like, you know, it reminded me of, it was like the magic of like Johnny Carson or something back then when someone would do a walk-on. And it's like, oh, this is just, and I thought, this is cool. Let's just kind of bottle this lightning right now. So I want to thank everybody else. Thank you so much, Leon. And everybody, I can only say thank you so many times. You know, I mean, thank you to the 100th power. So we're going to sign off with this. And I want to see you all there Sunday. And I want you all to bring a friend Sunday. Find someone. I know, you know, there's more Elvis people out there that don't do it. So, because I really want, we got an exciting First Take to Master coming up Sunday. So thank you, everybody. And I want to wish you all a good night. And we'll see you all very soon. Thank you again, Leon.
You're a fantastic audience, and we love to sing for you. Thank you very much. Take it home, baby. Why men say only fools rush in. Oh, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things, you know, are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life through, for I can't help falling in love with you. For I can't help falling in love with you.
See you all later.